All right, welcome back to the channel. Boy, Vasyl Lomachenko, Vasyl the Great, Lomachenko, snaps on Devin Haney. Snaps on him for getting in his feed, talking about Devin Haney telling people that that Vasyl Lomachenko was ducking him and didn't want to fight him. Lomachenko said he's ready. He's ready to go, man. You must be kidding. Let's talk about Vasyl Lomachenko's statement and whether or not Devin Haney might have a point, and most importantly, whether or not Devin Haney and Lomachenko will ever actually be allowed to fight. Let's do that in this video. All right, welcome back. Devin Haney has called out, between he and Ryan Garcia, I don't know who has called more people out in the last 3 months than Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. I think these dudes are doing an absolutely incredible job of marketing themselves, keeping their name out there in social media, whether it be Instagram, whether it's Twitter, whether it's doing interviews that get put up on Fight Hype or and get put out on Boxing Scene and different boxing publications, web-based boxing publications and YouTube channels. Man, I think both these guys are doing a terrific job at self-promotion through social media, and Devin Haney is definitely near the top. So to see that Devin Haney would have an exchange with Vasyl Lomachenko on Instagram is a pretty predictable situation, man. But Devin Haney has called out Lomachenko. He's called out Ryan Garcia. He's called out Adrian Bronner, and he's called out Gervonta Davis. It's like everybody, man. Devin Haney wants to fight everybody. I have not heard Devin Haney specifically say Teofimo Lopez, but I believe that Devin Haney would be more than happy to fight Teofimo Lopez. This young dude feels like he's getting into his prime, and he has what's necessary to beat everybody. And my hat goes off to him for doing that. So him jumping on Vasyl Lomachenko and saying that about Vasyl Lomachenko, to give you a little bit of background, is not something he just pulled out of thin air. For him to say that Lomachenko, or imply that Lomachenko was ducking him, that is completely and utterly reasonable conclusion to be drawn by Devin Haney. Devin Haney is right now the WBC champion in recess. How did he become the WBC champion in recess? He became the champion in recess because he had an injury after his last fight. The WBC decided to take from Devin Haney his WBC lightweight title because he was injured, and they said that it was going to be too long of a period of time between the time of it would take too long for him to get ready and to defend his title against, I guess what he would say would be a mandatory. I think that they had ordered a mandatory fight between Devin Haney and Javier Fortuna, but when Devin Haney needed to get the surgery, they said, all right, we're going to have Javier Fortuna fight Luke Campbell. Javier Fortuna fight Luke Campbell for the lightweight belt. So that's where we are right now. Devin Haney's a championship champion in recess, but how did Devin Haney ever become to be the champion? Because when Devin Haney beat, I can't remember the name of the guy he beat, but he beat somebody in a title eliminator, which made him the mandatory. And as soon as he became the mandatory, Vasyl Lomachenko and Bob Arum went to the WBC to ask if they would elevate Vasyl Lomachenko to the WBC franchise title, and as a result of being elevated change from the WBC champion to the franchise champion, he would no longer have to fight any mandatories, which meant that he no longer had to fight Devin Haney. And when they moved him up, they just named Devin Haney the WBC champion. So the whole thing, the only reason that Devin Haney had any belt at lightweight is because Vasyl Lomachenko would not fight him. Also, Bob Arum is very vocal about the fact that Lomachenko wasn't going to fight Devin Haney. The reason that Bob Arum gave for Vasyl Lomachenko not fighting Devin Haney was that Devin Haney wasn't ready, he was too green, or what have you. That for me personally, that falls on deaf ears because Lomachenko's fought a bunch of people that weren't ready for him. A bunch of people that weren't ready for him that had belts. There's no reason for me to believe that Jorge Linares Jose Pedraza is any better prepared to beat Vasyl Lomachenko than Devin Haney is. I mean, Jorge Linares isn't any better prepared to beat Vasyl Lomachenko. What about I was gonna say Johnny Cochran. What is the guy's name? Gary Cochran is the guy that fought Jeff Horn. The Anthony Corrala, $1 million Corrala. $1 million Corrala who ain't never in his career. I don't care how long he's been fighting. Was never ever going to be ready to fight Vasyl Lomachenko. But Devin Haney is. My personal belief is that I wouldn't say that Bob Arum knows for sure that Devin Haney would beat Vasyl Lomachenko, but I do believe that Devin Haney would cause Lomachenko a lot of problems. With his foot speed, with his hand speed, with the fact that he's a lot bigger than Vasyl Lomachenko. If you even look at, like, you see the Vasyl Lomachenko standing next to Mikey Garcia, they both look like they're about the same height, but Mikey Garcia looks a lot bigger. When you see Mikey Garcia stand next to Devin Haney looks significantly bigger. He looks thinner. Not that he looks like a thin guy, but he's significantly bigger than Mikey Garcia. I have to believe that Vasyl Lomachenko would be at a significant size advantage against a Devin Haney. Devin Haney, who I do believe ultimately is going to wind up being somewhere around 147 pounds. But all of this might be for naught because Vasyl Lomachenko already has some problems that he needs to take care of, and that is against Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez that said that he's going to try to knock out Vasyl Lomachenko. Now, if you guys are familiar with the channel, you know my thoughts on that Teofimo Lopez has everything that he needs to beat Vasyl Lomachenko. Everything that I said about Devin Haney and the size issue related to Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko, it's an even a bigger issue for Vasyl Lomachenko against Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is a solid 135 pounder who I also believe is going to wind up, more than likely making it up to 147 pounds. But Lomachenko's got the problems with Teofimo Lopez. If Vasyl Lomachenko even has the fight with Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is stated in multiple, at least it's been printed in multiple places. Can't say for sure if he said it multiple times, but it's been printed in multiple places that he believes that Vasyl Lomachenko was acting as if he wanted to try to get out of the fight with Teofimo Lopez, being very, very difficult about different things that different specifics that they're negotiating. So I don't know, man. I just think Vasyl Lomachenko's had a great career. I think that he's walking up on these young guys right now is going to be a very, very difficult thing for him. But he says he wants to fight with Devin Haney, so maybe they can actually make it. But in order to do that, though, I mean, he'd have to have a lot of power. Well, no, I don't even think he'd ever be able to do it, because if he's going to lose, if Bob Arum is going to have Vasyl Lomachenko fight somebody that is dangerous, it's going to be somebody that's dangerous that fights for Bob Arum. It's not going to be somebody that's difficult that doesn't fight for Bob Arum, or a 50-50 fight that Bob Arum where Bob Arum doesn't if Vasyl Lomachenko loses, that Bob Arum doesn't get something out of it. And I guess you could say that was the case with a Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight was negotiated before Tyson Fury signed with Bob Arum. And there's so much money on the table that it would have been worth it to Bob Arum and Top Rank and ESPN if Deontay Wilder beating Tyson Fury because of the amount of money that was getting paid in that. And I don't think that's the case with Vasyl Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. But, Vasyl Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez, that's an in-house fight. So, I think it's all well and good. I love the fact that Devin Haney and guys like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are being so vocal about fighting people, especially like during this time in boxing where it keeps your name out there. It keeps, people recognizing and thinking about what you're doing, because we don't know how long it's going to be before boxing is coming out. I commend Devin Haney for doing that. Commend Vasyl Lomachenko for being on his Instagram page and chopping it up with fans. I think that's one of the things that that boxing needs the most right now. But anyway, it is what it is. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.